I still have that video of you and Benton.
Nah, man, like, I thought you deleted that.
No, man, like I'm holding on to.
It's fucking blackmail, man. Owner-operators, stay on top of your game, and what we're talking about is always being diligent and do not get complacent, especially if you are a one-man army that is factoring. I mean, we have our dispatchers check credit all the time, every single time we're going to book a load, even if it's the same exact broker time after time after time. So as an example right here, on 8/28, guy has enough credit, not a problem. A few days later, he goes from 100,000 to absolutely nothing, and it gets declined. And so now it's a no buy. Things like this could lead into you could get hurt, man, like real bad if you don't pay attention to something like this.
Yeah. So for larger carriers, I mean, if you're an owner operator working for a larger carrier, like for example, if you work for Voyager, you don't have anything to worry about because at the end of the day, that's our due diligence, it's our responsibility. We're gonna carry all the damages that it may create. So, for example, if our dispatcher have not checked the credit and now this broker is not paying, you will not end up getting a short end of a stick. As a Voyager, we will still pay you because that's our part of the deal. Even if we're not going to get paid. However, if you're booking your own freight, if you're a one-man army, just like Rishan said, you got to be very, very diligent because sometimes when we're talking about small brokers, when you book like one load here and there, and some of these guys may have 5,000 credit or 10,000 credit, you usually pay attention to that because you don't see them all the time and so on. But we have seen some like names that recognized nationally that can go from $100,000 credit line all the way to zero overnight.
Yeah.
And I don't wanna throw any names out there, but there are some very big companies that have done it. We've seen it, and sometimes we will bounce back to $100,000 again or whatever the number is. But usually that means there is some sort of problems, and the problems can be anything from them just starting delaying payments, acting weirdly, or getting into some sort of legal action that's not necessarily public yet,
right?
But that can cause a total distress to that company and jeopardize their financial security.
Yeah, because you even get some one-offs that we've been in a position working with a certain broker and we absolutely maxed out on our credit limit with them because what they actually do is they got a spike in volume. So then they call in and get a credit increase and all is good. Using your resources there, because even whoever your factoring company is, talk to your rep because they can give you some insight, right? I guess it's limited to what they can tell you, but again, it's to protect yourself. We've seen credit, hey, why is this person's credit so low all the time? Because they pay 25 days and they pay their bills so often that credit increase has never really been a thing because they're taking care of it. So, but those are the one-offs, right? It still should be a red flag for you. You want to be diligent because the last thing you want to do is, you hold in the bag and no one's there to pay you.
Yeah, pay attention because I've seen some horror stories to where actually the guys that I do know, and I mentioned that in the videos before, so that's more for the new people that are watching. I know a guy that we started a trucking company and we did a reefer freight from Chicago to Cali and back. And we got this like really, really good broker that pays them this amazing amount of money that just, it sounded a little too good to be true. Mm-hmm. The only problem is we were not able to factor it because no factoring company would approve that broker because that broker was still too new. But the money was so good that they decided to do it. So now imagine, this little carrier with just a couple of trucks, paying fuel to run those loads, under the promise that this broker is going to pay after 90 days from the completion of the load. And then we just kept on running that until 90 days came around and no money. And then we kept on hauling that freight still, fed with bullshit.
Yeah,
and ended up going bankrupt. One of the things that you guys need to know: most shippers prepay brokers for the load. So all that waiting game is just them building their business on the backs of you, on the backs of other people's money.
Yeah, but maybe something with Cali, man, because I even know one of my guys, man, he does billing for a national company out of Cali. Fucking kid can't even do his job, man, because he has to wait till all them clowns get everything going and then bill towards the end of the day, and it's always problematic area. I mean, that's
And
That's why we don't touch Cali, people.
And in general, like there are some actually black spots on the map out there. Like for example, brokers from South Florida, not good. Brokers from California have a very horrible history of going in and out of business. A lot of recently in the last like 10-15 years, a lot of brokers from Chicagoland. That's another shit show. There are some areas that are known for just bad habits, bad brokerage companies. But at the end of the day, stay diligent, do your research, develop relationship with the people that you work for as far as your credit checks go. For example, we run our credit checks through a factoring company, and at the factoring company, you want to have a relationship with your rep, because there was multiple situations when I had a conversation with our carrier rep at our factoring company. I'm like, hey, what's up with this company? We still have credit, but for whatever reason, it went down significantly. And then I had insider info. She's like, listen, there is a lawsuit going on in Europe. So it's not quite official. I shouldn't be telling you this, but because, we've known each other forever before Voyager, like we already knew each other. Just be careful, stay away, because how much of a business do you need to do with them? Really? Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, you got plenty of options.
Because there is plenty of options. So, at the end of the day, we decided, let's just hold on for a little bit. And then we solved their problems, we bounced back, but that insider info is good, because sometimes we may not bounce back.
Here we go. So that's our PSA for the day. We got to get trucking. I'm sure you do too. Be safe, drive safe, and we will see you next time.
Take care, guys.